doing some basically data entry for my game. And shoot. And the damn Roll20 keeps saying, hey, you already have completely unscripted. You already have some ridiculous number of people in your game. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I'm adding a character sheet for each monster that could possibly pop up in the campaign. Why wouldn't that be a built-in feature? I wouldn't mind paying a minimal amount. I mean, once they make it, it's there forever. It pays for itself off in a ridiculous short time. All the stats for a system like OSE, here's all the core monsters. I'd pay $10 for that. But not that I want to give Roll20 any ideas on how to create another monetary stream. I mean, I get enough of my money as it is on the monthly. And I just got the middle tier because I upload a lot of maps. I upload a lot of maps. I make a lot of stuff in my campaigns. A lot of front stuff so you don't have to do much when you run your games. And I like having a monster sheet just to go click, click, click. Done. And do you know something I've never bothered is putting in the treasure top and see if I can just click and generate a treasure table. I should probably do that in a minute. I use a few macros, mainly phase announcements. And if you do your crap before my phase banner comes up, it don't count. I don't care if it's success, failure. We have phases for a reason. The only one I don't use a phase for is movement, because I treat movement as an abstraction. You tell me where you're going to be, and then everything happens in the combat round. If we strictly did it by how the phases are lined out, a lot of you guys would never be swinging a sword. Oh, I'll stand here. All right. They shoot arrows at you. Redonkulous. You would figure they would have this figured out after how many years they've actually been doing this, but they don't. So I'm a bitch. And I don't like the other ones that are out there. I just don't. Fantasy Grounds, I think it's too clunky. It's always updating. It is a ridiculous amount of updates. At least Roll20 is simply browser based. You just need something like a map up there. I could do Theater of our Mind in just a string. But I like having a map up for these mega dungeons. Or at least areas you explored. Reveal it. And I think it works better than some of the other ones. You can alter the maps. So I can hide the secret doors, hide the page numbers. And I've played people will write down all the page numbers if you don't cover them up and go, we missed 2 encounter areas. We have to search all the negative space. Come on, guys. Every last drop of copper, every last bit must be ours. Oh my God. Sometimes you guys kill me. Well, you know. But I'm working on some other stuff for other game systems. So I got this open table I'm doing. And I'm building on it as I go along. And it's going to be big. I'll have to upload 2 more mega dungeons into it. Drow Deep and Caverns of Archaea. The maps for Caverns of Archaea are a little large. So are the ones in Drow Deep. So they can be a little problematic getting up on one map. I basically just use a party token. I'm not doing the detail where each room has each table and stuff. No. That's what description's for. And I like my descriptions to flow with how the party's doing. If the party's interested in fine details, then I elicit more. elucidate, I guess, more fine details. And some people don't. They could give two shits about any of the hints or red herrings I'm putting in the rooms. They just don't care. They don't. Or if you do it, they obsess. They obsess about the details. It must mean something or you wouldn't have said nothing. I mean, it's a feature. If you're paying attention, you're going to see the features. Just change the motif of one room and go, this one's clean. Looks like someone swept it recently. It has a tiled floor. Some minor ornamentation upon the walls. Bas relief and carvings. They seem to all have a fish theme for some reason. There's a large door on the other side of the room. Iron-bound oak. Slightly swollen from the atmosphere in the dungeon. And they'll be in that room forever, turning every little knob. Sometimes do it. I like red herrings, like putting odd stuff in a room. It don't make any sense. It's like, ooh, that they'll focus on it forever. And I like messing with my metagamers. Really do. I don't know how many times I put the Green Devil face up on a wall, and it's darkness in there, and it's just a cavity with continual darkness, and the terror. They should know nothing about that, nothing, and they're like, "Oh my God, don't go in there!" All I'll do is we'll grab the goblin body and throw it in there. What happens? You hear a thunk. Hey. Do you mess with your players with metagaming? Do you mess with your metagaming players? Because they're the easiest to mess with. The totally easiest to mess with. Just pick a popular module, pick a popular trend, something they're talking about right now. Put that in there, and it has nothing behind it, no effect. And if you're one of those people who obsessively go to the threads and especially the worst, the Redditors, if you got a dude in Reddit in your game, I weep for you. First of all, and second, just torture him. But I'm putting all these little categories. I made a category Chimera, and I didn't realize how many creatures in the old school are actually chimeric. Multiple creature features stuffed together. That's technically chimeras. So you could put the Paraton in there, your Chimera, your Manticore. Technically a Pegasus, but I put Pegasus under horses. And once my characters have encountered a certain creature for up, I'll leave that as viewable by the characters. Because I change stuff. I change stuff a lot based on the campaign I'm running or my just whims. Like, I'm not doing gnolls as hyena-like. Why is hyenas in a medieval western themed game? I'm going to make them langomorphs. They're going to be big bunny men. Big buck-toothed bunny men. And I've talked about how I made my kobolds more like gnomes, and I don't run gnomes. Gnomes are a thing of fictition. They're a fictitious thing. And the closest thing to them are actually kobolds. They're malicious and they're mean. And that keeps away a certain type of player. I want to play a character neutral gnomish bard. Just boot that guy. First, the words come out of their mouth, just boot them. They're just going to be a nuisance anyway. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't make it easier to click and add stuff in. So you got to do it manually for ease of use. And then if you want to tinker with it on Roll20. And here's another thing I recommend about it. It makes you look at them again. We make assumptions. We play different games or versions of the same game over and over. The monsters get changed. Maybe the damage is different. I just realized that the OSE Sturges only do D3 and a D3 blood drain and not the big D6 blood drain. That's reserved for leeches. Leeches suck you dry. Yeah, they got a lot more hit points. But the movement ranks are very important if your group is mobile. Most of my guys don't put much stance in the mobility. They just armor up and move and make sure they're and then inadvertently make sure they're always encumbered. Your exploration speed is 10 feet. So we'd be rolling lots of wandering monsters. When actually the reason you would wear chain is to be more mobile. It's also more economic. Makes more sense. It's one of the reasons you saw more chain in the ancient world than you actually did ever plate. Plate was reserved for the upper crust for a reason. Expensive. Now, I did change that in OSC. I kicked that price right up. 60 go. No, back up to 400. But yeah, tinkering around. I think you should always review your monster manual for things you take for an assumption that you're assuming, and correct yourself, because sometimes it's not true. It's changed. It reminds me, I need to make a Fae folder. Even I'm not running any Fae right now. I don't feel like dealing with it. But I'm going more in depth on my character classes after I get the bestiary straightened out. And I think I'll just use this one campaign, Roll20 campaign block, to run a bunch of. Anytime I run any of those mega dungeons, I'll just reset the Fog of War and just go. And I may have, at this rate, I may have dozens of people in this game for different nights. And then as my 2 other campaigns come to an end, then I will just have the one Roll20 and maybe 30 people. Yeah. And then divide them up on days they can play. Figure it out. Some people can't play with each other. They just can't. It's like kids in the car. Quit touching each other. Don't talk to each other. Stay apart. You need dividers in the car. Get your cubicle and shut the hell up. Anyway, I thought I'd kick it out there. I was just frustrated. I think I'm rambling. I didn't make any damn sense, but okay. Customize your creatures. Keep throwing curveballs at your guys. Just reskin them. You'd be surprised reskinning them. Just makes them. And go over the details once in a while. If you don't like those details, make it your own. It's your world. Why does your work have to be like everyone else's? Mine are pig-faced. It's just like I like them. And like I said, change my nose. Hyenas don't make sense, so I'm making them big giant rabbit dudes. I don't like gnomes, so they're not in my game, period. I don't like bards, not in my game, period. It's a roll. If you want to be a arcane spellcasting bard and your wizard carries a lute, congratulations. Congratulations. That's all you gotta do. I'll make a song. Okay, what's it the bard does? It doesn't have a game effect. Yeah. So? If you do it long enough, maybe I'll give you a game effect. A 2 and 6 something. I do it this round. I'll drop a 2 and 6 and see if it has any effect. Otherwise, you're just strumming away. And she's running a stairway to heaven. Whatever. Make up your own songs. Well, anyway, kick it out there. Yeah, and that way I have a sheet that way I can just click and have the damage pop up. One roll, done. And when I need to do a morale check, I just click it instead of making a macro and having to look or tab out. It's all thumbnailed. It's easier. I know there's a way to do it to where it's just a thing on the screen too. I need to do that more often. I just don't. Because most of the time I'll get in a habit, I'll just do it off memory. It bites me in the ass sometimes. But some of these movement rates are surprising me. And most of the time, you could probably run away from stuff if they went all leather stealth. They could always disengage and run away. Always. People don't do it. That makes that elf/halfling theme group make more sense to me, where you could sneak up stealth and just arrow the shit out of stuff, or go pure assassin. Next time I get to play, and I'm playing with a buddy of mine who likes duo stuff, maybe we'll go double assassin. That's what we'll do. We'll just sneak up and gank stuff. Be the gankers. We did that on WoW a lot. EQ. Oh, looks like someone's sitting down taking a rest. Giggity giggity. All your shit belong to me now. Ganked. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to doing this before I do some more afternoon errands, but later.